Hey Summers!
Hi everyone!
Welcome to Make 2 and an original house design in your town, Sims Peaks. But before we get into the house, we wanted to do some viewer shoutouts. First is Kaylin, who has been sort of playing along with our Let's Play The Sims FreePlay series, in that every time she's passed a new obstacle or a new quest, she will post a cute comment giving us an update on her progress.
Yep, so that's really nice to hear about. Next to Little Loom Tutorials, who has really kindly told us that their cousin plays Aerox, a game we reviewed just this week, and I'm pleased to say their cousin is much better at it than we are, and that their grandma and great aunt do quilting, which is really cool to know.
Yeah, it's nice to hear about people and get to know you a little bit better. And finally, I wanted to shout out M. Schrody, who has been a long-time commenter on our channel and always leaves really thoughtful and nice comments, especially about our original house designs. So thank you so much, guys.
Yep, today we're bringing you an apartment building. It's next door to our hospital, which is next door to the fire station. So let's take a look. Now, over the last few months we were doing a little bit of house shopping and apartment shopping, so we got to see quite a few different apartment buildings. So that was the inspiration for me building this 4-story
Wowzers.
Structure.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's on a standard lot, but I've still managed to fit in 4 different apartment buildings. It's not meant to be a full apartment building with like hundreds of units, but just meant to give a good representation of what might be in a realistic apartment building. So as lots of them have, the whole of the first floor is not dedicated to units at all where people can live, but all the communal things and the big lobby and all the stuff to try and get you to say, wow, what a wonderful building, I want to come and live here. So that's what I try to do here. So it's got lots of pretty lights and flowers on the outside. Some
of the new outdoor stuff that we got with the limited time event recently.
On the inside there's a big lobby with lots of chairs for sitting around. And over here we can see the front desk reception of the lobby area,
where the doorman would sit.
And behind the doorman is a little area with lots of bits of luggage, and this is supposed to represent all the different posts and packages that the doorman would look after for the residents. Next door to the doorman's place is the office for the apartment, and this is when, if people want to come and take a look, they'd go to the sales office, which is why there's fancy coffee and brochures on the table of all the different apartment units and a nice big TV so the sales agent can show them the different apartments they have on offer. And back there they have a little office where they can get their office work done. On the other side of the lobby we have an elevator taking us up to the second floor, and we'll come to that in a minute or two. And over here we have what looks like a whole bunch of kitchen units, but this is, in my mind, meant to represent the post room, where everyone has their mail slots.
Cool.
So,
definitely very realistic.
Yeah, the rest of the first floor is dedicated to communal things. So there's a nice big fireplace, because people like buildings with fireplaces. And on this side we have 2 huge rooms, a big communal games relaxing room with some foosball and 3 of these wonderful tan wraparound couches, a game of chess, and then through these glass doors you get to a big private dining room which residents can, I'm guessing, like book out, so if they're having a big party they can have it down here because there's not enough space in their own apartment.
I didn't know that you could put those flowers inside also. That's cool.
Apparently you can. They do look a little bit funny, I think, but I think I was just modelling this after we got these flowers and they look so nice. I wanted to try and put them wherever I could. On the other side of the first floor, there's the gym. A relatively simple gym with some weights and exercise machines, and then a shower and wash facilities at the end.
Yeah, it looks like definitely a real apartment building, the kind with all these crazy amenities and luxuries and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And there's more amenities on the roof, but before we get there, let's visit some of the units. So we go up this elevator on this corner over here, and you can see there's a communal corridor running down the length of the building here with another elevator taking us to the 3rd floor. And it's just got some, relatively bold patterning for the corridor, but still got some nice lighting fixtures. It's got a nice table and a place to sit. Again, just trying to get this air of luxury so everyone who lives here feels very special. So there are 2 apartment units, and you can see from this view that they look really similar. You can see the kitchen right at the front here is almost mirrored, or is basically mirrored between the 2, but they are different apartments. While the living room in each is the same width and depth, the rest of it is a little bit different. So let's take a look. You walk in and you have this open plan kitchen. That leads to a little dining area. And then next to the dining area, we have the living room, the sort of sofa seating area with the TV. And out from there you have a private balcony. Now if you go in from this door here, you get to the master bedroom, or the main bedroom, which is relatively simply done. The wallpaper and floors and even sort of all the internal fixtures like the toilet and sinks and kitchen things are all identical throughout the units. They're put in by the owner of the building, and then whoever rents the apartment decorates it how they like. So the decorations are different, but the fixtures are the same.
Yep, that makes sense.
So from this bedroom you have a walk-in closet on one side, and then you have a bathroom on the other. And the bathroom has 2 doors, and if you go to the end you get to the second door to the bathroom, and this is the den.
So this is looking suspiciously familiar.
Yep, there's a big computer set up here and space for books or other storage things, and I've even fitted in a little sofa. So this is a nice little office for the person who's renting this apartment.
Or people who are renting this apartment.
Yeah.
People we might know.
Yeah, let's go along the corridor to the next apartment. Now the kitchen is identical apart from different things on the countertops. Here we have, rather than a table with 4 chairs, a table with 2 chairs, and people who live here have space for a bookcase. And back here, obviously, different furnishings and a different TV. Still an identical balcony at the back, but with different flowers on.
Cool.
Now it's on the sort of bedrooms half of the apartment that this gets a little bit different. This is actually 1 block narrower than the first apartment we looked at. So this is relatively small, but still looks pretty nice. And they have a bigger walk-in closet, and that leads to a bigger bathroom, but there's no space for a den on this apartment unit.
But still, I like I like building things like apartments because on the same lot you get to experiment with all these different types of furniture items and decorations, and as you said, like, the layout is basically similar and the same, but you can think of different personalities for each resident of each apartment. And I just want to say about this one with the den and the window, I kind of wish we had a window in our den.
Me as well. So this one is a bit more formal. The one over here is a bit more modern.
Yeah.
But I actually think it's a really nice design. And actually, if this, certainly the one over here, for a 1-bedroom apartment or even a house, it's got a very efficient space. So you've got everything you need, including a really big closet, which is very nice, all in a pretty small space, which I think is all these sort of new apartment buildings very efficiently and well designed, which was what inspired me to want to make it in Sims FreePlay, because space is at a premium here. Let's go up to the 3rd floor. So here we have a different structure for the hallway. The communal corridor goes this way rather than this way, and it's also a little bit shorter, and I've only managed to squeeze in, what's this, a teleporter to get it up to the roof on the 4th floor. And all of that means that there's more space on this floor for the apartments. So there are 2 apartments on this floor, but they're both bigger than the ones below. And they're both sort of differently shaped because I was just wanted to experiment a bit more. So let's take a look at this one first. Here's the front door, and this has a long corridor stretching down the apartment. On one side here you have the living room. There's not much space for a dining table here, so there's just a little bar stools and a little table at this end. They do have a whole separate closed-off kitchen, which is
nice and long.
Really big. Yeah, it's a bit, not quite a galley kitchen, but really nice and long. And that you can access from both the hallway or from the living room. And from here you can see the open archways between the hallway and the living room. Now the other half of the apartment, at the end of the hallway, you have the master bedroom. As with the ones we looked at before, that links to a closet, which has another door which opens onto a bathroom, and that opens up to another bedroom. So this would be kind of a den second bedroom, which you can also access from the corridor.
So because it's a den, is that why it has an open doorway?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it hasn't got a window, so I think you need a window to call something a bedroom. So I just gave it an open doorway, but the people who live here have decided to make it into a second bedroom, so maybe they'll have a curtain or something going across to give it a bit more privacy.
Cool.
Now the other side, we have our final apartment. Through the front door there's a little corridor, but not very big at all, just enough space for what's this thing called? A vanity?
Dresser?
A dresser. And that opens out into a big open plan living space. Here we have the chairs at one end, no TV in this house because they are music lovers. There's a big stereo over there. And here you have a guitar.
Yeah, we know some people who don't have a TV, and I don't understand that lifestyle at all.
Yeah. There's a dining table, and then there's just a kitchen all along one edge, which quite a few apartments do these days, and I think that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's off of this main room that the rest of the apartment works, so from this end you have a pretty big bedroom, which I managed to squeeze in quite a lot. There's a 4-poster bed, the new dressing table,
from the
makeup table, yeah, which takes up a lot of space.
Yeah.
And then they've even got a wraparound sofa, because hey, why not? And that opens out onto a pretty long balcony.
Yeah, it's impressive how much stuff you put in that bedroom. And yeah, that's a nice long balcony.
Yeah, which overlooks both balconies on the floor below. Now from the other side of the living room there's access to the bathroom, and from there you can also access the den, which you can also get to from this door right next to the front door to the apartment. And this is not a bedroom, this is used more just for geeking out in. This is maybe owned by people who like gaming and music. There's some geeky bookcases and a fancy computer.
They're geeks, but they don't have a TV?
Well, that's because they just watch Netflix on the laptop or on this computer. They don't need a TV per se. So those are all our apartments. So let's take the teleporter up to the 4th floor. Now,
Wowzers.
Yeah, this looks a little bit funny from this view. I'm going to take us up to the roof view because I think it makes a lot more sense from up here. And here you can see it's basically the whole of this floor is dedicated to just a rooftop balcony or rooftop terrace. And it's got this sort of covered walkway on all 4 sides with a couple of openings. And you can see all the arches underneath, so you've got both open and closed space, but it's all effectively open. And here you have space both for entertaining guests or having fun at the bar, or using one of the grills the communal grills for everybody, and just sitting out and having a relaxing time, or maybe just going and sitting out on the balcony overlooking the rest of the world. So let's just take a look down here so you can see what's inside again. All those archways do make it a little bit hard to see, but I just wanted to make something that was sort of complicated and interesting, but while you're actually walking around inside it would all feel very open.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it.
So that's my apartment building. I'd love to know what you think. Please let us know in the comments. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave it a like. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date with our latest videos from Sims FreePlay and more. Thanks for watching.